You're listening to Pyro Media Network, setting radios ablaze since 2017.
Hi, you've reached Kwame
and Kristie,
and we're from I'd Rather Not podcast. Leave a message.
Everybody, welcome to the show. The rules of engagement are really quite simple. So if you can pull yourself away from Grindr for 2 seconds, listen up.
Let's have a kiki.
I want to have a kiki.
Lock the doors.
Right, let's have a kiki.
Hey, listeners, we're back with another episode of I'd Rather Not podcast. I'm your host, Kwame, joined by the beautiful, the glittericious, my mama, sister, big, Kristie Champagne.
Oh, I love that. A new intro today. Yes, that's
We gotta shake it up. It's 2024. We gotta shake it up. You know,
we're shaking it up a little bit. We're changing it up. It's it's a new day. A new dawn has come. Yes, bitch.
Yes. Shout out to Celine Dion.
I know. Shout out to Celine Dion looking better at the Grammys.
Yes, iconic.
Looking better at
Legendary.
the Grammys. I was, it's so funny because like at work we were literally the other day at work I just literally played all her music and we were just kind of talking about her and like her health and like where she was at, and I was like, it's just kind of fucking scary because she's like really one of the big voices of our generation, and I was like, it was sad to see her so like sick and not doing too well, and you don't knock on wood, you hate to think about the worst, but like I was like, damn, bitch, I don't know if my heart is ready to lose Celine Dion.
No.
And then seeing her on the
given us so much, so it's so
much.
Like, there's certain artists that didn't really give it, like was gone too soon, like Aaliyah. Shout out to Aaliyah. Yeah. She was gone so soon, and she I felt like she didn't give us as much as I would have liked her to give us. I'm grateful for what we have.
Yeah.
But Celine has given us so much vocally. I have danced to some of her greatest songs. I have had so many like moments of emoting and emotion on stage because of her and the choreographers that were inspired by her. My God, on today.
So seeing her at the Grammys, like looking much better and healthy and like sounding better and like just was like the affirmation that I needed in life that things are gonna be okay.
Yeah, and I don't know about y'all who's listening, but I know my God is a miracle worker. So we don't know what's going to happen with Celine. We could see her going right back on stage tomorrow.
Baby, let's hope.
My God. Oh, we love you. We love you, Celine. Somebody's birthday was recent. And I want to acknowledge.
That was me, bitch.
I want to acknowledge someone's birthday.
Literally a week ago.
I mean, literally a week ago at the time of taping. That is one of the reasons why we did not have a show. No, honestly, it's because I forgot. But we're just gonna blame it on the fact that it was Kristie and her birthday shenanigans.
No. What we're gonna do is let these listeners know for once it wasn't my fault. We didn't record on.
Most of the time, it's not your fault. Let's be honest. Like
No, we're equal. It's equaled out, boo.
I love it. You see, this is, get a friend like Kristie, okay?
Okay.
But back to you, Queen. We want to thank you for your this amazing drag queen. This queen had went ahead and she got dressed up again for Adele. Okay?
Oh, I did.
I had to do a double take. I said, did she take another picture with her? What's going on?
Girl, yeah, we went to Vegas. I finally got to see her show for my birthday. Yeah, we went on Friday of last week. So because we're recording this on Valentine's Day. Happy Valentine's Day, everybody. We went on Saturday and saw her show, and we went for weekend 38 because she counts all her weekends. She has them. She calls them, it's called Weekends with Adele. So she numbers them all. We were weekend number 38.
Nice.
And yeah, it was phenomenal, Kwame. It was so good. It was, I'm not going to lie, it was a little sad because I did go dressed up and she did not pull me up on stage, but she did see me and wave very extensively at me. The only reason why I think she didn't pull me up on stage is just because it's just really not that kind of gig.
Yeah.
It's very structured and it's Vegas,
Yeah.
and it's a lot different, I think, than when she goes on tour and when she was traveling. It just felt like there wasn't as much opportunity for her to improv, basically,
Yeah.
if you will. And she does have this moment where she walks through the audience, but even that was a little it felt a little rushed.
Yeah.
It wasn't like, oh, she can just stop and talk, like when she was doing her tour, I think with Vegas, at least from what I know from having lived there and worked there in the entertainment industry, it's very structured. It has to be. And so I just don't think it was that kind of show, but she did see me and she did wave, and the show was actually amazing and just
Yeah.
so well done, and she sounded great, and she's really funny on stage. For anybody who hasn't had a chance to see her live, she's very she engages with her audience very well, especially because these audiences that she's performing to are thousands upon thousands of people sometimes, and she just engages really well, and like it just was really, and she's so funny. She's got a great sense of humor, and she's British, so it makes it even better. Like it just makes it even funnier. And she's got a fucking mouth like a sailor, which is hilarious to me.
I love it.
And the only thing, and if I had to, because I had somebody when I got back on Sunday night ask me like how it was and ask me if there was anything like that I didn't like about it. And
Yeah.
obviously I'm like, there's nothing I did not like about it. But if I had to like really like, if I had to pinpoint something, it felt a little short. Like it did feel like it could have went a little longer. Like we could have gotten a couple more songs.
Yeah.
But bitch, when I tell you, it was just it was everything. Everything you think it would be. If you're not gonna get a chance to go, hop on the YouTube and type in her show in Vegas and just watch all the videos that you can possibly watch. It's just fucking amazing. It was just so good. Like so good. And if shout out to the couple of listeners who sent me money for me to buy shit from the merch shop. I appreciate you. I spent far too much of my own money as well as all the money people sent me on buying practically everything from the merch shop. I think I bought like almost one of everything, to be honest with you. But it was just phenomenal. It was a great way to ring in the new year. It was a great way to celebrate my birthday and all of the blessings that have been happening to me lately. So it was just good. It was good times. Good times had by all.
Good times.
And shout out mostly also to my best friend Stephanie, who went with me, who we jokingly called my handler for the weekend. She was phenomenal and did a great job of taking good care of me, and we had a fucking blast. And it was her first time in Vegas, so it was fun for me to get to like. We went on Friday. We got there Friday morning, and the concert was Saturday night, and then we left Sunday late night. So it was just fun to take her around to some of the things in the city and do some stuff and see. We saw RuPaul's Drag Race live.
Yes.
And just so shout out to Stephanie. I love you, girl. Thank you for taking good care of me. I know she will listen to this at some point. She is
Yay, Stephanie.
an avid I'd rather not listener. So
Yes.
yeah, shout out to her for being the new bestie and taking very good care of me. I love you, girl.
Thank you, IRNers. We appreciate you and we love you, Stephanie. Shout out to you, Queen.
Yay. Snaps for Stephanie.
Snaps for Stephanie. All right, so let's go in. Let's talk. So first of all, congratulations on seeing another year, because most people don't. So shout out to you. Yes, you did it, and I'm proud of you. And how does it feel to be 25?
Oh God. It feels so good. Being 25 is absolutely amazing. So far, 41 doesn't feel any different than 40. So
oh my God, that's so off.
I am very old. Yeah, no, 41 definitely does not feel any different than 40, and 40 didn't feel any different than 39. So
yeah,
I think when I get halfway through my 40s, then I might start feeling a little different, but I don't know. It's weird to think that I'm 9 years away from 50. That's so strange to me.
Yeah.
Like, because like I've never felt like my age. I've always felt so much younger than my actual age.
Yeah.
Like so like honestly, and I know people say that all the time, it's whatever, but like I really don't feel like I'm in my 40s. I feel like I'm in my mid 20s, early 30s. Like it just doesn't feel, which I guess is a good thing. I guess that's a good thing, I guess, but yeah, I definitely don't feel 41. So far it feels exactly like it did last year.
Well,
That part.
we're happy. We're happy that
I
you
know.
feel like
I wish
that.
I had some like I wish I had some like 41-year-old wisdom, but I don't.
But I feel like that's the thing. That's why I asked you, because I feel like I hear that a lot from as we get older. Like I don't feel any different when I was 35. Well, when I turned 35, it was a little different in my head.
Yeah,
Like I felt like I was I had established a little more.
yeah,
And I felt like, a little like I watch certain things differently. And now even as I get closer to the big 40, I'm seeing things a little different. Like some things that just don't matter, some things are not as important. Other things are, so
yeah,
my priorities are a little different. So
yeah.
but shout out to you, shout out to growing and aging like
Okay.
fine wine.
I think it's also too, it's like I just like I haven't lived, like I just moved into a new apartment
Hmm.
actually like
Congratulations, look at
thanks,
you.
babes. Like a week before my birthday, and
Hmm.
I haven't lived alone in a very long time. Like
Hmm. Hmm.
since my 20s. Like
Yeah,
it's been a very long time. And even when I did live alone in my 20s, it was like a brief moment. Like it
yeah.
was like 6 months. It was like
Hmm.
nothing. It was like the shortest time. And so it's just like a little like sometimes I'm like overjoyed about it, and then sometimes I'm a little like, oh God, I live alone.
Right.
Um, but it's just like, thank God I have my dog, and like I don't know, it's nice.
Yeah.
It's been really good, and I'm also like a very I unpack very quickly. I hate living out of boxes, so
Oh, I'm the same way.
I like fucking unpacked this house. Like,
Yeah.
and it's done now. I need to get like a couch, but that's neither here nor there. And it's just a little surreal. Oh my god,
Severe.
the coffee has it's so rare. It's very rare.
It's so
Um,
rare.
it's a little surreal. So it's
Uh-huh.
like, yeah, that's really kind of where I'm at right now with it. It's like one moment I'm happy about it, one moment I'm not. But it's a new beginning and a new start, and I'm kind of going with the flow kind of person these
Yeah.
past
Well, I'm
couple
proud
of weeks.
I'm proud of you. I feel like this is a beautiful transition, and it's
Oh, thanks, dude.
a really good uh start to your 2024. You had your
Yeah.
birthday, you got to see Adele again. Most people don't, so they
Okay.
don't get to see their favorite artists all the time.
Okay.
And so, that's dope. And then also just you starting, a new journey in how you live. Like I personally, I think like, having your own is just such a beautiful thing, and it's such a really dope experience. So like being
Yeah.
able to come home to your own space, and not to say that that you can't have any fly honeys in there, but I'm just saying
Okay.
that will happen when it needs to happen. But having something that's yours is really really dope. So
I
I'm
have
proud of
these.
you.
Oh, thanks, babes. I have these moments. It was funny. Again, shout out to Stephanie. Um, I had this moment the other day where I messaged her and I said, you know what? You'll understand this, and you'll understand this too. I was like sitting in my little kitchen, because I still need to get like a stool and a couch, and I
Hmm.
was like sitting in my little kitchen, and I was thinking to myself, you know what? I don't have to do the dishes. I don't have to put my clean laundry away if I don't want to. I don't have to put my sewing table away if I don't want to. There is literally no one here to tell me to do that. Not that
Yeah.
anybody told me what to do before, but
Right.
I lived with somebody. I had a roommate and best friend who I lived with before this, and
Hmm.
it was like, so you have to be cognizant of your space, and we shared a living space, so like I couldn't just leave stuff out. I couldn't, like you had to, and it was a much smaller space too, so like I mostly had to clean up after. Really, what it was my sewing project. It was like
Yeah.
because before I had to do all of that in my room. And
Yeah.
so if I did put anything into the living room, I wanted to be respectful about pulling it back in and putting it away and cleaning it up after I was done. It wasn't like I could just leave it out.
Right.
Have that aha moment in the kitchen the other day where I was like, wait a minute. I don't have to do any of this stuff if I don't want to. This is
Yeah.
my space, and the only person in this house that's going to tell me not to do it is Chunk, and he don't speak English, or is human. So
Right.
I was like, it was just it. That was my funny aha moment. I was like, wait a minute, like I could leave shit all over this apartment if I really wanted to.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not going to because I'm a very clean person, and I like to like I'm the kind of, it comes from my mom. I like even before I go to bed, I have to like put shit away and like clean up and do the dishes, and like I can't go to bed with all that chaos. Like, but like I could leave it if I wanted to. Like,
No, same. I totally understand, and it's kind of like I'm a big kid now. And so,
exactly,
so it's
exactly.
really it's I get it, and I'm proud of you. I'm happy for this journey that you're getting ready to embark on, and not that you haven't done it before, but it's different now. You know,
It's
you
different, yeah, for
right.
sure.
So yeah, you appreciate it more when you're a little older and you have your own. It's different.
Heck
But
yeah,
anyway,
heck yeah.
yeah. All right. Well, we're gonna take a little commercial break because once we're done, I want to go and talk about dating since we're
Ooh,
recording on Valentine's Day and
ooh.
we're both single and ready to mingle.
Okay.
I may or may not be mingling, but we will go ahead and talk about it. We're gonna talk about it. But I want to talk about what that means as gay men in 2024,
Ooh.
and how it's differed as we've and we're close in age, so like we understand, like we're both millennials, and the growing up and how it's different and what we see now, like with Gen Z, and even Gen Alpha's coming up. You know what I'm saying? I mean, they're kids now, but still. But
Wow.
Gen Z is, we're seeing how we haven't even finished analyzing Gen Z, so just seeing how the different generations do, even our previous generations, Gen X and boomers, and stuff like that. So I would love to chat with you about that.
Yeah, girl, I'm gonna get a cocktail for that one.
All right, we're going to take a quick commercial break. We'll be right back.
In a world filled with diversity, where radical faith and progressive believers come together, there's a place that's breaking all boundaries and embracing believers from all walks of life. Introducing Bullet in Flight Radio, an inclusive progressive network for all believers. At Bullet in Flight Radio, we're dedicated to providing a platform for progressive believers and inclusive organizations. On our platform, get ready to hear traditional gospel, contemporary gospel, inspirational gospel house music, plus family-friendly house party, classic R&B hits, and our flagship show, Bullet in Flight Talk. Our unique community is based out of the Motor City sound to the vibrant culture of California. But it doesn't end there. We are proud to be an ally and a safe haven for those with no labels and those who proudly identify as LGBTIQ+. We believe in radio excellence and education, and we're here to serve a progressive audience. Here at Bullet in Flight Radio, we are more than just a radio station. We are a resource for music and inspiration that promotes positivity and fosters a sense of mental, emotional, and spiritual wellness. So whether if you're searching for uplifting music, thought-provoking conversations, or a supportive community, Bullet in Flight Radio is here for you. At Bullet in Flight Radio, everyone is welcome. We believe in divine love, acceptance, and diversity. Join us today on this extraordinary journey of faith, progressiveness, and inclusivity. Connect with us today and become a part of our inspiring community. Bullet in Flight Radio, where believers unite, boundaries break, and love triumphs.
And we're back. Thank you guys so much. And thank you to our sponsors. We appreciate it.
That was the
All
best commercial I've ever heard.
Best. Every episode you say it's
So
the best.
good. I know it's because it's so good. It's because it's so good.
So good. So good. We love it.
We love it.
It's, It's very Sarah Hayes from The View, and we love it. Everything
We
is
love
great.
it. Oh my
We love
God.
it. We love
Everything is
everything.
so good,
We
you
love
guys.
it.
Not The View. Not The View, bitch.
Right. Speaking of The View, I just came across a video that I shared with you during commercial break, Kristie, and
Yes.
it was talking about how an expert had said not having sex or not to have sex on Valentine's Day, not to have mind blowing sex on Valentine's Day. Whoopi said pizza is pizza, so whether you have mediocre sex or whether you have mind blowing sex, it shouldn't matter. Have sex.
Okay.
But then they started going into the conversation of, is Valentine's Day that damn important, right? And so
Right.
that kind of leads us into our conversation about like singles and being in this world of like commercialism when it comes to how these capitalist thoughts on holidays and things of that nature, and how a lot of these holidays have become commercialized. I've always liked Valentine's Day. In the sense that you get to show extra love,
Yes.
on the day. But I feel like in really good relationships, Valentine's Day should be every day.
Agreed.
So that's
Agreed.
just my personal opinion. But I don't agree with that expert on not having have mind blowing sex every damn day if you can. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? So that's just how I feel. But what are your thoughts on everything on what we just said?
Here's the thing. I am very single and have been very single for a
Wow,
while.
that was intense. Like
Yeah,
very small.
very single, and I'm okay with that. I'm okay with
Yeah.
that right now. In this
Uh-huh.
moment, I'm okay with that. Sometimes I get a little like, oh my God, I want love so bad, but few and far between. But right
Right.
now, I am very single, and I don't know. I just I feel like I've seen both ends of the spectrum in this discussion. Is like I've had some amazing Valentines where I have been in a relationship, and then a lot of really like, I don't want to say down Valentines, but like non-existent Valentines being single. And I think also as I get older, I agree with you as well. Like Valentine's Day is technically a made-up holiday.
Yeah.
One can argue that it has religious backgrounds, but it's a Hallmark holiday. We have taken something and we have turned it into a Hallmark holiday. Not that it doesn't have background, but like, and it. I do. I think it's a better way to view it is pun intended. Is to look at it as a day where you can just really show the people that you care about the most in this world how much you truly love them. And if that person happens to be a significant other, a husband, a girlfriend, a boyfriend, a throuple, whatever you're in, if it happens to be romantic in some sort of way, then that's great. Show them you love them just as much. But like, it's okay to also not, be in a relationship on Valentine's Day and look at it as a holiday where I can show the people in my life how much I appreciate them and love them, and take the time to say that, because I think we don't say that as much as we probably should to people we care about. Not saying that like, we take it for granted, but yeah, I just think like living in my single era right now, I'm trying to embrace the not hating Valentine's Day today and like
Right.
just being like really in love with the fact that like I can love myself today, like
Yeah.
I don't have to worry about like, paying for some expensive fancy dinner and, blah, 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 and all of that stuff. It's like, I can just go ahead and love myself. Like, now, do I wish I was having mind blowing sex on Valentine's Day? Sure. Don't we all?
Right.
Don't we all? And that's what Grinder and Sniffies are for.
Oh my
However,
God.
like as a gay man, I also think there's a lot of like, I don't want to say there's a lot of pressure, but there is a lot of like, there's all these things where it's like, oh, we, as gay men, we want to have, people say, oh, like I want to have a relationship like the straight people and blah, 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 blah. But like, I don't know. I just feel like there's a lot of pressure as gay men specifically to like really like be in love and like, all this thing. And like, I don't know, it feels like a lot of pressure sometimes. So I'm happy to have a Valentine's Day for once where I don't feel that.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I understand. I think that is a very valid feeling.
Yeah.
I think that is I think that there's a lot that goes into just dating and being single, being in a relationship, all of that jazz. Like that, I ran across something that because we have our, we're both millennials, and so we
Yeah.
have our own idea and experiences with relationships and what is in there. And then now with Gen Z coming in, they've introduced a lot more different things, or have not necessarily introduced, but more have made um have normalized different types of relationships, right? I just came
Yeah.
across a little article that came and said that there is different types of relationships, and those types of relationships could include friendships, romantic, family
Yeah.
relationships, insecure relationships, open relationships, professional relationships, acquaintanceships, situationships, which is fairly new, polyamory, monogamous, cohabitation,
Yeah.
rebound, platonic, complicated relationships, friends with benefits, asexual, toxic relationships, dominating relationships, codependent. So there's all casual. So is it alosexual?
Girl,
Never
how
heard of
many?
that.
Girl, all these letters, bitch. All these letters they're added.
Girl,
The
let's talk about
acronym.
that. No,
I can't keep up, girl.
I was gonna hold it. I was gonna hold it for another episode. Why do we need to have all these letters? Listen, people. Listen,
Girl,
my people.
Let me tell you what it's up to. It's okay. I'm gonna say it just because we have to. We're gonna talk about it. We have to say it. It's now LGBTQIP2SA, which is
What?
lesbian, gay, bisexual, transgender, queer, questioning, intersex, pansexual, two-spirited, and asexual. Everything, girl. It's all of it.
I'm done.
I don't mean to laugh, but it's just like
Listen. I'm all about
I remember
everyone.
when it was just you were gay or a lesbian.
Just be queer, okay? Because I am tired of trying to figure out all of these different letters.
Yep.
Listen, if you want to call yourself a Wendigo, I don't care what you call yourself. Like that is not hurting me. I am not knocking anybody that's trying to create a space and trying to find identity within themselves. That is fine. But all of these freaking letters, it is too much. It is too much. And I'm not knocking any of these extra letters that are coming in. I'm not saying that. What I am saying is that it is too much to keep up with. I should not have to have a dissertation or go to a college level course to learn about my own community. It is crazy. It is insane. I am just a rainbow child now. Just call me a rainbow child. I am done. I'm over it. Add all of the letters you want. I'm gonna continue to call you guys the alphabet mafia. That is it. I'm over it. I'm a gay, cisgendered, a gay man, okay, that is a part of the alphabet mafia. That is what we're coming to. I'm sick of it.
Okay.
What's next?
Girl, next thing you know, we're gonna start getting symbols.
Every letter is going to be this damn thing. It's too much.
It's too much. We sound like old women. It's too much. It's too much. It is. It totally is. I completely listen. I wish I had the opposite perspective, but I don't, because I completely agree with you. It's like, I'm not here to knock nobody. No. Whatever you identify as, that is you, boo boo. Live your life loud, proud, and in charge. However, can we just come up with one that just encompasses everything? Can we just be queer?
You know how they say, you know how they say single digits only? Can we just have single letters only? Can we just have one encompassing thing, like you just said, like rainbow child or
right.
I don't know, alphabet mafia? Because at this point, every single letter is going to be inside of the LGBTQI plus community. I'm not learning that there. It's LGBTQIPT. 2SAA. That's too much.
Y elemental P.
It's too much.
It's too damn much. It's too damn bad.
I can't handle it. This is America. In America, there.
In America, you're either gay or straight. None of this in between.
None of this goddamn in between shit. All of these new age, newfangled dangle things.
Newfangled. I can't with you.
It's too much.
It's too damn bad.
Yeah, we got damn blue, red, and white, and those are the colors of the American flag. Now we
And I
got
don't
all these
want no
goddamn
other
colors.
colors bleeding into my American flag.
It's too much, okay? Make
Too
America
much.
gay again.
Make America just gay. Oh God.
Shout out to my trans sisters and my bisexual
Everybody,
brothers
y'all.
and my
Shout out to
lesbians.
everybody.
Everybody, we're just kidding, but no, really, it's really getting too much.
It's getting too much.
It's getting too much.
It's
Can
getting
we
too
just
much,
have
yeah.
one encompassing thing, and
Here's the
that way
thing.
we can show unity? You know what I'm saying?
It's to the point where it's too much that I didn't even realize we added half of those. Like,
For real.
girl,
Like, you
I
know
was
how we have, like, okay, we have African Americans, we have Latino Americans, we have Mexican Americans, we have Puerto Rican Americans, we have
yeah,
well, Puerto Rico is a part of America, but you know what I'm saying. We have like
Yeah.
Italian Americans, we have
Yes.
whatever, but we're all under America, and so I kind of would like to see that for the alphabet kids.
yeah,
That's what I would like to see. Not to, and I'm
Agreed.
not saying we should take away letters. I'm not saying that we should, misidentify or that we should ignore any of our siblings, our
yeah,
rainbow, siblings at all. Like all of them deserve to be respected and identified the way they see fit, and that what God has revealed to them, right? And that's cool. But this is a lot. I don't want
Yeah.
to have a dissertation and a graduate level college course on
Okay,
my own community.
I shouldn't need a dossier to figure out what's
I
going
should
on
not,
here.
or a goddamn glossary. Like it's too much.
Okay. Agreed.
Now, speaking of that, right? Speaking of the fact that that's too damn much, you know what else is too much? Dating in 2024 as a gay man.
Girl, it's too don't get me started. Don't even get me started.
Because now I have to make sure that in addition to the fact that I know your goddamn pronouns, which I think that everybody should not have a problem with that, but now I have to know what you identify as.
Yeah.
And then in addition to that, I have to figure out if you're a fucking asshole or not. Because it doesn't matter if you're a transgender person.
And that's
It
the
doesn't matter
hardest part.
if you're a queer. It doesn't matter if you're a lesbian or gay. Are you a gay asshole? Are you a
Right.
lesbian asshole? Because that means a lot to me.
Okay.
If you have no fats and femmes, like that's a problem for me.
Oh baby, blocked immediately.
Immediately. And it's
Immediately.
not because there's a difference between a preference and a prejudice.
Oh,
And for
absolutely.
those moving closer, ladies, just say, come on,
Okay.
kids, come on closer to the mic so you can hear me well. Uncle Kwame's about to bless you, okay? Let me
That
explain
part.
something to you. There's a difference between a prejudice and a preference.
Mhm.
A preference is, a prejudice is there are apples and then there are oranges. And
Uh-huh.
no matter what, if I'm being presented with oranges and I like apples, I don't care. I'm not going to pick the orange.
Right.
But a preference is, you know what? I prefer apples,
Right.
but I'm being presented with oranges. So
Yeah.
I'll take an orange,
Sure, why not?
but I prefer an apple.
Little vitamin C never hurt nobody.
It's actually quite good for you. Get
Okay.
some. Okay?
Okay. And that's the thing. Okay, so here's that's the thing. Like, I get we all have preferences, and being a single gay man coming from that perspective, something I really hate, and this goes out to all the gay men on the apps. Listen up again. Get close to the mic and listen up real
Okay.
quick here for a second. Okay.
Listen to Auntie Kristie.
The thing I hate the most about being a single gay man and being on the apps and trying to date and hook up and all of that stuff, all of it, is that I hate, and this goes into what you were saying about like there's a difference between having a preference and then being like
Prejudice, yeah.
prejudice,
Uh-huh.
is I hate when you be on the app and you're talking to somebody, and I don't do this anonymous bullshit. I put my picture there. Take it or leave it as you will. And so you can see who you're talking to for the most part.
Mhm.
And nothing more I hate than we have this 10-minute conversation about what we're into, what we like, are we looking, all of this stuff. We go through all this bullshit, and the moment I send you a picture that includes my face, deleted and blocked. I fucking hate that. I hate that because it's like we already live in a community where like the world is kind of against us. It just feels so like it just makes me feel so shitty sometimes about myself, even though I get over it and I move on, no big deal. But like I hate that. I hate that the most. It's like, don't just block me. Just say you're not interested now. You know, like be like, hey,
Yeah.
you're not my type, and move on. Because that's
Well,
what I do. I don't block nobody. If I'm not interested after we get to the point where we're past anonymous, like, and I see your face picture or whatever, and I'm like not into it now, because let's be honest, that's important. It's not like that's important. I'm not
yeah.
saying it's not, but like if I get to that point and then I decide that I'm not interested, I'm just gonna say I'm not interested, because I don't want to block you and then leave you with that feeling.
Yeah,
Like,
that's
because
me.
I don't like that done to me. Like, so I'm not going to do that to somebody else. So I just say, you know what? Unfortunately, I'm not interested anymore, or you're not really my type, even though I try not to have a type. It's just like, there's nothing wrong with saying, I'm just now not interested,
Yeah.
because this interaction started out basically anonymous.
Right.
It's okay for you to say after becoming not anonymous that you're just not interested.
Correct.
But just ghosting and like deleting and blocking somebody to where you just disappear and then the last 10-minute conversation didn't happen is so like it grinds my gears, girl. Like I hate it.
Chaps my ass. No,
It chaps my ass. I hate it.
no, I hear you, and I think
So do better. Do better, guys.
do
On
better,
dating apps.
for
Do
real.
better.
But
Okay.
because I think that that's really mean. But I also think I've never experienced that, honestly, but I've heard people experience it, and I know that sounds super. That sounded super shallow, and not what I meant for.
No, I got you. I
Yeah.
got you.
But I think the I'm all about perspective, right? If we look at
Yeah.
perspective and things, I think that that's a good thing, and I'm gonna tell you why. Because, and at least for me, if you're looking just to hook up, then yeah, that's me, right? But
Yeah,
if
yeah.
you're looking for a relationship, if you're looking for something serious, then them doing that lets you know where their priorities were. They're
Yeah.
not really interested in getting to know somebody for them, because you would miss out on a potentially great person.
Yeah.
But because I think that I could date anyone. I could date, and just because I don't want to go into pursue a romantic relationship with you after that said date, or doesn't mean that we can't go and have a meal and hang out. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I think that's different. I have, like I said, my preferences, but
Yeah.
I prefer to date a certain person, or a certain type of person, and that's just what it is. But I'm not going to ignore a date if I'm like, oh, I would like to see what a conversation with this person would be like,
Yeah.
and see what that looks like. But that's not gonna mean that it may pursue into something bigger if I don't feel that way.
Yeah.
I have to really feel a connection with that person, and sometimes connections are instantaneous. Sometimes connections grow into something, but that spark when you first talk to somebody or meet someone. That spark is there. What that is, what it's starting,
Oh yeah.
or what it potentially could be.
Yeah.
So for me, when someone does that, especially when they talk the game like, oh, you're so pretty, or blah blah, or I would love to get to know you more, or whatever, and then they do that, it's like, oh, you weren't really, you were shit anyway, so it did matter.
Oh yeah. Completely.
So I'm glad I dodged that bullet. You know what I mean?
That's really it. Like it sucks in the moment, but then actually that's the second wave of emotion. It's like, well, thank God I didn't have to deal with that bullshit.
Yeah, exactly.
But it's like that initial reaction. So for me at least is like, fuck, I hate that. Like,
Yeah.
don't just like, I don't know, just yeah. Agreed.
Well, what do you think? What are your hopes for? Because I think dating is much different now than it was when I think when we were growing up. I think that there's more opportunity for like openness in dating. I think because I think back then, things were done in secret, or we're coming off the tail end. I'm sure, our previous generation, Gen X, had it way worse. You know what I'm saying? When it came to like, having to hide completely, and then boomers, that just didn't happen. It was just safety issues. And yes, we still deal with nuts and cuckoo heads now, but they're few and far between. So for the most part, it's kind of like if you're DL, it's kind of like you're kind of weird.
Yeah.
It's like I don't understand that, but I understand that why people are doing that. But I'm saying I can't go into a DL relationship anymore. Like I have to be open and honest with my, about my relationship with who I'm with, and I would, because to me it's showing that they're not only proud of me, or that they're proud of our, us being together, but it's
Yeah.
also showing that they're willing to go, to fight the world with me. And
Mhm.
so it'll be like us against the world. So there's always going to be backlash. There's always going to be issues or whatever. But I don't think that, I think nowadays it's a little different. But what are your thoughts on dating now, as a gay man, as opposed to growing up?
Girl, it still sucks.
Yeah.
It still sucks. You know what's funny? It's a lot different. Like when
Mhm.
I was a teenager, I was still in that time where like I don't want to say like okay, I'm like the thoughts that are running through my head. When I was a teenager, it was still not 100% like lots of people were out. You still kind
Yeah.
of be in the closet a little. Being gay and the gay lifestyle was a lot more prevalent than it was before I was
Right.
a teenager. But like it was still like you kind of I didn't get a chance to date in high school. I had to be in the closet. I was still in the closet.
Right.
Um, and so like then your 20s, it was like a little cooler. I moved to Vegas. I lived in a city where it was a lot more acceptable. And then you get to your 30s and then beyond, and it's like now it's just no big deal. So these kids these days don't have to worry about like being in the closet and hiding and not being able to date and not being able to like go
Right.
on a date and hold your date's hand. We weren't
Yeah.
we still weren't really able to do that when we were of that age to do
Mhm.
that. So it's like yeah, it's definitely different for sure.
Mhm.
I think now gay men dating, they just have it so different, like and you hate to sound like an old person and be like they have it so much better than we did, but it's really true. They have it so much better, and we didn't have to worry about those things. And so it's kind of nice now to live in a world where we don't have to worry about it. And like I know I was talking shit about the apps, but it's like it's nice that if we want to have anonymous sex and that's it, and we don't want to date, we can order dick like we can a pizza.
That's
Like
hilarious.
it's easy. It's like you said before, it was like gay men and women had to hide, and we weren't allowed to date out in the open, and we weren't allowed to do all these things. Well, now we don't have to do that. So it's like you can just get a hookup at the drop of a hat, and it's super easy, and it's like there isn't any of that struggle that people who came before us had to have. So
Mhm.
these kids, again, I hate to sound like an old person, but these kids have it so easy. Like so easy, because they're like having these gay relationships in high school.
Yeah.
We didn't get to have that. I certainly didn't get to have that. Like
Yeah.
I was lucky that I went to a school where like most of the people in my school didn't care that I was gay, so I never had to come out until
Mhm.
after high school. But like they have it so much easier than we ever did. And so it's actually normally you would think, oh, that would make somebody really angry, but you know what, it's actually kind of refreshing to see. It means that all of the hard work that we did, all of the hard work that the people who came before us did, it's paying off.
Yeah.
Like, and I know that a lot of younger people don't usually respect that and acknowledge that from time to time, but I'm here to do that. Like, so thank you to the people who fought the good fought before us,
Yeah.
and you're welcome to the people who came after us for us
Right.
in a good fight. Like
Right.
yeah,
Exactly. Exactly. And I think overall it's just gonna be, I'm interested to see what, because every generation does this. Like I was having a conversation with my mom and my sister-in-law a few days ago, or maybe it was last week, but we were just having a general conversation like, kids these days and their music and blah blah. And and I
right,
was like, every generation says that. Every generation, like Boomer said it to Gen X said it to us, and
yeah,
even now millennials are saying it to Gen Z, and
yep,
Gen Z will say it to Gen Alpha. You know what I'm saying? And Gen
yeah,
Alpha will say it to whatever the next generation is. So Gen Beta, whatever.
yeah,
So I don't know. Like I just feel like um it's gonna be interesting to see. I just think that we should focus on what we really want, what priority, like sex is great. but there's so much more than sex. And there's so much more to companionship and to
Yeah.
partnership than just having a friends with benefits or a situationship. And I'm not knocking anybody that has that, but there's so much more than than that.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
you
Agreed.
know, that's just my thoughts on it. But
Agreed.
that's it. That's all I got for you. You got anything else?
Dating,
Kristie?
dating sucks. Period. No matter what you're doing or who you are or who you're dating, it just sucks. So good luck to all
I don't
y'all.
feel like it sucks. I feel like it's. I feel like
I
it's.
say that in the best possible way.
Oh, okay.
Let me preface that. Like, dating sucks in the best possible way. We do it. We have to do it. It's how we find our loved ones. Like, good luck to you and your kin and whoever it is you're dating. Good luck to you, baby. Fight the good fight, and I promise you, you will find love.
Right.
Either within yourself or with somebody else. I promise you, you will find it. I promise.
Yeah. Thank you for your services.
Yes. Yes.
All right, y'all. Well, that's gonna do it for us today. We want to thank you guys so much for tuning in. Make sure you guys go to pyromedianetwork.com to check out our episodes or when we go live. Sorry, when we we're a podcast.
When we go live. Oh my
When
God,
we
we're
have-
going
when-
live.
Right, we're
What?
going live. Make sure you go so you can check out our other shows and our other episodes that we've done. Our last episode that we did, Mean Gays, really did well on. So thank you guys for listening on our podcast network. We appreciate you guys. Share on Apple Music. Leave a comment on Apple Music, on Spotify, anywhere you can listen to a podcast. We appreciate you. And we're also on YouTube as well, but we're a podcast, so we don't really focus too much on YouTube. But thank you guys so much for tuning in. We love you guys. And Kristie, when them girls are dating and they have issues, what do we tell them?
Girl, I'd rather not, honey.
Bye.
Bye, y'all.
Oh, what a wonderful Kiki.
This episode is brought to you by Pyro Media Network, produced by Pyro Media Productions, setting brands ablaze since 2017. Thank you for listening.